I've been friends with Sarah, the bride, for 13 years. We met in college, bonding over late-night study sessions and bad dorm coffee. She's a type A planner, the kind who color codes her calendar and has a vision for everything, especially her wedding. When she got engaged last year, I was thrilled to be her maid of honor. Sarah's dream was a classic November wedding, elegant, traditional, with a bridal shower, an out-of-town bachelorette trip, and a cohesive bridal party. She wanted everything to feel special, and I was all in to help make it happen. Sarah asked our mutual friend, Lisa, to be a bridesmaid. Lisa's been part of our crew since college, always a bit rough around the edges but fun and loyal, or so I thought. She's the type who'd show up late to plans, but charm everyone with a story. Back in the day, she had some struggles with drinking and partying too hard, but she seemed to have settled down. When Sarah asked her to join the bridal party, Lisa was ecstatic, texting us about dress ideas and bachelorette plans. "This is going to be epic," she said at a dinner, her eyes sparkling. Sarah beamed and hugged her, saying, "I need you to bring your A game." Lisa, I felt warm watching them, thinking we'd make this wedding unforgettable. My job was to keep things on track, coordinating with the bridesmaids, booking venues, and making sure Sarah's vision came to life. Sarah wasn't a bridezilla. She just wanted a few things done right, like cohesive outfits and no drama. She picked burnt orange or fall colors for the bachelorette brunch and champagne satin shoes for the wedding. Simple, elegant stuff. I sent group texts, made checklists, and checked in with everyone. Lisa was all smiles, promising to nail her part. But there were early signs she might not. She forgot to RSVP for the bridal shower until I called her, laughing it off with, "Oh, you know me, always last minute." I brushed it aside, thinking she'd step up when it counted. Looking back, I should have seen the red flags. Lisa's always been a wild card. A few years ago, she got mad at me over a dumb comment about a dog I was watching and cursed me out. We made up fast, and I let it go. 13 years of friendship can weather a spat. But her flakiness started creeping in again. She'd miss group chat replies or show up late to planning meetups. Sarah and I figured she was just busy, but I felt a knot in my stomach. I wanted this wedding to be perfect for Sarah, and I was determined to keep Lisa in line. Little did I know how much she'd test that promise. As the bridal shower approached, I felt the weight of my role. Sarah trusted me to make her day special, and I wasn't going to let her down. Lisa's enthusiasm seemed genuine, but her track record worried me. I told myself she'd pull through, she had to. We'd been through too much together to let a wedding break us. But the first event set the tone for what was coming, and it wasn't the vibe I'd hoped for. That knot in my stomach from Lisa's flakiness grew tighter when the bachelorette trip arrived. Sarah planned a weekend getaway, Friday to Sunday, in a city Lisa knew well. It was supposed to be a blast. A casual brunch, a fancy brunch, a special dinner, and bonding at a cozy B&B. I was excited but nervous, hoping Lisa would show up for Sarah. Instead, the trip turned into a mess I'll never forget. Friday started with a casual brunch. I'd arrived a day early, and everyone met at my hotel for a quick group photo and canned cocktails. Lisa downed 2 cocktails and a shot when I wasn't looking. We piled into an Uber to grab our bags and head to the restaurant. But as we got out, Lisa plopped onto the curb, vomit staining her shirt. My jaw dropped. Sarah's face turned red, embarrassed as people stared. The restaurant was packed, and we couldn't drag Lisa inside. I told Sarah to take the others and go. For 3 hours, I paced that sidewalk, offering Lisa water and a hoodie. She mumbled, "I'm fine," but refused help. I missed the brunch, my stomach churning with frustration. What if I'd left her alone? She could have wandered off or gotten hurt. When she finally woke up, she snapped, "You bitches left me." I bit my tongue, stunned. Saturday's fancy brunch was our chance to reset. Sarah asked us to wear burnt orange or fall colors, maroon, olive, anything cohesive. We had 8 months to plan, and I packed a burnt orange skirt. Lisa, she showed up claiming she had nothing. "Come on, you don't either," she teased. I yanked my skirt out of my bag, shutting that down. At the brunch, she wore a black denim jumpsuit, then changed into a white tank top. White, at a bachelorette event. Sarah, trying to keep it light, said, "Lisa, really, white again?" Lisa rolled her eyes, smirking. I clenched my fists under the table, thinking, She's doing this on purpose. That night's dinner was meant to be intimate. Just the bridal party. Lisa asked if her local friend could join us after. Sarah and I said fine. But at the dinner, Lisa announced her friend was coming to the restaurant. Sarah's eyes narrowed. I pulled Lisa aside and said, "Sarah wants just us for dinner." Lisa shrugged, said her friend was already on the way, and ordered a vodka and soda. Nothing else, no salad, no appetizer. Her friend parked outside, and Lisa left twice to sit in her car for 20 minutes each time. She missed the group toast, the one moment Sarah wanted us all together. I stared at her empty chair, my heart sinking. After dinner, Lisa didn't come back to the B&B. She went clubbing with her friend, leaving us to wrap up the night without her. I lay awake that night, replaying Lisa's actions, her drinking, her outfits, her disappearing. It felt like she was spitting on Sarah's dream. I'd known Lisa was rough, but this was different. She wasn't just flaky, she was reckless, disrespectful. I wondered if her old drinking habits were back, but mostly, I felt angry. Sarah deserved better, and I was failing to keep things together. The trip wasn't over, but I already dreaded what Lisa might do next. After the Bachelorette trip's chaos, I hoped Lisa would step up for the wedding preparations. Sarah's big day was weeks away, and I was juggling my maid of honor duties, checking vendors, organizing fittings, and keeping the bridal party on track. Sarah wanted everything perfect, especially the bridesmaid's look, champagne satin dresses and matching satin shoes, no embellishments. I thought Lisa, with her love for fashion, would nail this. Instead, she pushed my patience to the limit. 6 days before the wedding, Lisa sent Sarah pictures of shoes she was considering, taupe rope heels, tan ones with crystals, and, of course, white heels. White. After the Bachelorette fiasco, I couldn't believe she'd try that again. Sarah texted me, "Is she serious?" I called Lisa, keeping my tone calm. Sarah needs the champagne satin shoes. Like we all agreed, Lisa sighed. Why is she so picky? These are cute. Her attitude stung. Sarah wasn't picky. She just wanted us to look cohesive. I reminded Lisa we'd had months to prepare, but she hung up, muttering about checking her closet. Then there was the dress. Sarah picked a simple champagne satin gown, and we all ordered ours months ago.
Lisa?
She waited until the last minute to buy hers. In our group chat, I posted a reminder. Everyone, try on your dresses to check the fit. The other bridesmaids chimed in with photos. Excited, Lisa replied. Haven't got mine yet, but it'll be fine. My stomach dropped. What if it didn't fit? Alterations take time, and we were cutting it close. I messaged her privately. Lisa, please get the dress ASAP. She sent a thumbs up emoji and nothing else. The day before the wedding, she admitted she hadn't tried it on. I pictured her showing up in a wrinkled dress, ruining Sarah's photos, and felt my blood boil. In the group chat, the other bridesmaids tried to nudge Lisa gently. Hey, Lisa, got your shoes yet? One asked. She brushed it off. Chill. I'll figure it out. I wanted to scream. This wasn't just about shoes or a dress. It was about respecting Sarah. I called Sarah, who was near tears. Why is Lisa making this so hard? She asked. I promised to handle it. But inside, I was furious. I remembered a fight years ago when Lisa cursed me out over a dog I was watching. We'd moved past it, but her selfishness was creeping back, and it hurt. I tried mediating, texting Lisa. Sarah's stressed. Can you please follow through? She read it but didn't reply. I felt torn loyal to Sarah, but tied to Lisa by 13 years of friendship. Her negligence wasn't just flaky. It felt like she didn't care. As the wedding day loomed, I braced myself. Lisa's track record wasn't promising, and I dreaded what she'd do next. All I wanted was for Sarah to have the day she deserved. But Lisa was making that harder every step of the way. With Lisa's preparation failures still fresh, I approached Sarah's wedding day with a mix of hope and dread. November's crisp air couldn't lift the tension I felt. Sarah was a bundle of nerves, checking every detail: flowers, seating, her dress. As maid of honor, I ran around, soothing her and keeping things on track. I prayed Lisa would pull through, but deep down, I knew better. Her behavior on the big day crushed any remaining faith I had in her. Lisa showed up late, her face stormy. She'd been arguing with her boyfriend on the phone, snapping at him loud enough for us to hear. Sarah, already stressed, tried to lighten the mood. Lisa, you okay? We're about to get ready. Lisa shot back. Yeah, Sarah. I'm fine. Chill. Her snarky tone hit like a slap. Sarah's smile faltered, and I stepped in, guiding her to the makeup artist. I whispered, "Ignore her. Today's about you." But inside, I was fuming. Lisa's attitude was poisoning Sarah's joy, and I couldn't stand it. As we got dressed, Lisa barely engaged. She slipped into her last-minute dress miraculously. It fit and mumbled about her shoes. The champagne satin heels were on, but her scowl said she didn't care. During the ceremony, she was worse. Instead of standing attentively, she kept glancing at the groom's brother, whispering to another bridesmaid. Later, she told me she thought he was on drugs, and she had to keep an eye on him. I stared, dumbfounded. Her job was to support Sarah, not play detective. She missed cues to adjust Sarah's train, leaving me to scramble. I thought, 13 years of friendship, and this is what she does. The reception was my breaking point. Lisa wandered off, chatting with guests instead of helping with photos or the bouquet toss. Sarah pulled me aside, her eyes shiny with tears. "Why is Lisa acting like this?" she asked. I hugged her, saying, "I don't know, but she's not ruining your day." That moment flipped a switch in me. Lisa's actions weren't just flaky. They were disrespectful, a betrayal of Sarah and our bond. I realized I couldn't keep excusing her. After the wedding, I decided our friendship was over. I couldn't trust someone who'd let Sarah down so badly. Lying in bed that night, I wondered if Lisa's old drinking problems were back. Her bachelorette trip blackout, her vodka and soda dinner. It all pointed to something deeper, but it didn't matter. She'd crossed a line. I felt a mix of relief and sadness, like I was losing a piece of my past. Sarah deserved loyalty, and I'd given her mine. Lisa's selfishness showed me who she really was, and I wasn't sticking around for more. After the wedding day's letdown, I needed to clear my head. The sting of Lisa's betrayal lingered, but I wanted to focus on Sarah. 2 days later, I sat down with her at a cozy diner, our usual spot for heart-to-hearts. Over coffee and pancakes, we finally unpacked the chaos Lisa caused. Sarah's eyes lit up with a mix of frustration and amusement. "Can you believe she wore that white tank top to the Bachelorette brunch?" she said, shaking her head. I laughed, mimicking Lisa's eye roll when Sarah called her out. We went through it all: the curb vomit, the vodka and soda dinner, her snarky attitude. "You were my rock," Sarah said, squeezing my hand. "Thank you for keeping it together." Her words warmed me, but I still felt raw, wondering how our 13-year friendship with Lisa fell apart so fast. Later that day, I called Emily, another bridesmaid, to check in. She'd been quiet during the wedding, but now she let loose. "Lisa was a nightmare," she said. "I saw her ditch the dinner to sit in that car." "Who does that?" Hearing Emily's frustration cemented my choice to cut Lisa off. It wasn't just me. Lisa had disrespected everyone. Emily recalled Lisa's snide comments about Sarah's picky rules, and we agreed her behavior wasn't a one-off. "She's always been flaky," Emily said. "But this was next level." I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. Emily's words made it clear. Distancing from Lisa was the right move. I couldn't resist reaching out to Lisa, hoping for some explanation. I texted her, "Hey, can we talk about the wedding? Things got messy." Her reply came fast, dripping with defensiveness. "Sarah's too high-strung. She made a big deal out of nothing." I stared at my phone, jaw tight. Lisa blamed Sarah for her own screw-ups, the white outfits, the dinner absences, the attitude. I typed a response, then deleted it. What was the point? She wasn't sorry. I put my phone down, feeling a mix of anger and relief. Letting her go was starting to feel easier. That night, I dove into memories of our friendship. Lisa and I had great times in college road trips, late-night pizza runs, laughing until we cried. She was the life of the party, even if she sometimes drank too much. But her unreliability was always there, missing plans, dodging responsibilities. I'd brushed it off for years, thinking that's just Lisa. Now, I saw it clearly. Her selfishness wasn't new, just louder during the wedding. It hurt to admit. But our friendship had been fraying for a while. Curious about wedding norms, I started browsing online forums. Reddit threads about bridesmaid etiquette popped up, and I was floored. Post after post confirmed Lisa's actions: wearing white, ignoring dress codes, bailing on duties were major breaches. One user wrote, Wearing white to a bridal event is like flipping off the bride. I nodded at my screen, feeling validated. Lisa's choices weren't just annoying. They were disrespectful in ways I hadn't fully grasped. I wondered if I should confront her again, lay it all out. But part of me wanted to move on, focus on Sarah and the good parts of the wedding. I went to bed unsure. But one thing was clear. Lisa's role in my life was over. Lisa's shadow hung over me after our last text exchange. But I tried to move forward. 3 weeks after the wedding, the fallout from her behavior started hitting harder. Sarah called me, her voice tight. Guests had noticed Lisa's antics, her snarky attitude, her distraction during the ceremony, and whispered about it at the reception. One aunt even asked Sarah if Lisa was okay, assuming she was drunk. Sarah was mortified, feeling like her perfect day had been tainted. "I just wanted it to be special," she said. I felt a pang of guilt, wishing I'd reined Lisa in sooner. I promised Sarah we'd focus on the good memories, but the embarrassment lingered. A few days later, I joined the bridal party minus Lisa for a post-wedding brunch at a sunny cafe. The mood was light at first, with mimosas and laughter over wedding highlights. Then Emily brought up Lisa. "What was her deal?" she asked, frowning. We dove into it, piecing together her actions. Emily mentioned Lisa's history with drinking, recalling a college party where she blacked out and caused a scene. Another bridesmaid, Jen, wondered if Lisa was struggling mentally, maybe lashing out under stress. I shared the Bachelorette trip chaos, her curb collapse, her vodka and soda dinner. "She's always been rough," I said, but this was different. The table went quiet. "I think she's got bigger problems," Emily said softly. We didn't have answers, but talking it out felt like lifting a weight. That night, I checked social media and saw Lisa had posted about the wedding. "Overrated drama fest," she wrote, with a rolling eyes emoji. My blood boiled. She disrespected Sarah, ignored our friendship, and now dismissed the whole event. I blocked her on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, even her number. It wasn't impulsive. It was final. I couldn't keep someone in my life who'd hurt Sarah so carelessly. Staring at my phone, I felt a rush of relief, but also a hollow ache. 13 years of memories gone in a click. To make sense of it, I turned to Reddit, diving into threads about bridesmaid etiquette. I found stories like mine: bridesmaids wearing white, bailing on duties, acting entitled. One post read, "A bridesmaid's job is to support the bride, not steal the spotlight." I nodded, feeling validated. Lisa's white outfits, her dinner absences, her attitude, they weren't just annoying. They broke unspoken rules every American bride expects. Reading those posts, I saw how deeply she'd crossed lines. It wasn't just about Sarah's type A style. It was about respect. I thought back to a road trip with Lisa years ago. Before the wedding plans, we'd driven to the coast, blasting music and eating gas station snacks. She was fun but reckless, sneaking beers into the car and laughing it off when I worried. That roughness was always there, but I'd ignored it, charmed by her energy. Now, I saw it for what it was, a pattern. Cutting her out hurt, but it was freeing. I wanted to focus on Sarah's new chapter, her marriage, her joy. I texted Sarah that night, "You're stuck with me forever, my princess, married lady." She replied with a heart emoji, and I smiled. Lisa was the past. Sarah was my future. Blocking Lisa felt right 3 weeks after the wedding, but I didn't expect how much my life would change in 2 years. I'm closer than ever with Sarah, now the godparent to her little girl, Emma. My career's taken off, keeping me busy with projects I love. Life feels full, grounded in people who show up. Looking back, cutting Lisa out was a turning point. Not just for Sarah's wedding, but for how I choose my circle. I haven't spoken to Lisa since the wedding. No texts, no run-ins, nothing. She's out of my life, and I'm okay with that. Last year, a mutual friend, Claire, mentioned Lisa at a coffee catch-up. "She's been struggling," Claire said, stirring her latte. "Got into some bad stuff drinking, maybe worse." I nodded, my chest tightening. Part of me felt sorry for her, remembering her college laugh and wild energy. Her Bachelorette trip, blackout, and snarky attitude flashed through my mind, signs I missed then. But pity didn't change my resolve. Lisa's choices hurt Sarah, hurt me, and I couldn't let that back in. "I hope she gets help," I said, meaning it. But I left it there. The wedding taught me hard lessons. I used to think loyalty meant sticking by someone, no matter what. Now I know it's about choosing people who respect you back. Lisa's white outfits, her curb collapse, her dismissal of Sarah's big day. They showed she didn't value us. Setting boundaries with her was new for me. I'd always smoothed things over, like after her dog comment blow-up years ago. But the wedding was different. I learned to prioritize reliability, especially in moments like a friend's once-in-a-lifetime day. Sarah deserved my loyalty, and I gave it fully. I've grown since then. Conflict used to scare me, I'd dodge it to keep the peace. Now, I'm confident saying what needs saying. When a coworker slacked on a project last month, I called it out calmly. No drama, it felt good. Like I'd found my spine. My circle's tighter now. Sarah, Emily, a few others who show up like I do, we lean on each other, whether it's celebrating Emma's first birthday or venting about work. I don't take that for granted. Losing Lisa hurt, but it cleared space for people who lift me up. At Emma's baptism last spring, I stood by Sarah, watching her glow as she held her daughter. The church was warm, filled with family and friends, Lisa nowhere in sight. As the priest spoke, I thought about the wedding chaos and how far I'd come. Sarah caught my eye and smiled, like she knew. Later, over cake, she pulled me aside. "I'm so glad you're Emma's godparent," she said. "You've always had my back." I hugged her, saying, "Always will." Her marriage is thriving, a bright spot against Lisa's absence. I owe a nod to the Reddit folks whose posts I read back then. Their stories about bridesmaid disasters, white dresses, ditched duties helped me see Lisa's actions weren't just personal. They were a pattern. That validation gave me strength to let go. I'm grateful for this community, for showing me I wasn't alone. Life's better now. Not because Lisa's gone, but because I know who I want by my side. Sarah's my family, and that's enough.